What's up, guys? I'm just gonna do a quick live stream update on Bitcoin. So this month's price action, this last month's price action is actually looking very bullish, right? And oh wait, I got the speakers and the sound on. Wait a minute. Right, there we go. So yeah, this monthly candle looking extremely bullish, and if you guys have been watching my last, my recent BTC updates, you will know that I like to watch the RLC, right? And right here we have the RLC using this low to this high up here, and if I expand this one here, you will notice that we came down and bounced off the midpoint of the RLC. So what the RLC is the area between the 0.786 and the 0.618, and it's usually an area where if you have a strong impulsive move to the upside, like this bull market right here, and you get a reversal, a retrace, and if you are going to get a reversal and continuation, it more often than not it will happen inside the RLC. So this is why I like to watch the RLC, and this is just a beautiful example of how the RLC works, right? I mean, this is just beautiful. You have the bull market here, the retrace bouncing off the midpoint of the RLC, and I mean, looking at this, I mean, this is all you need, right? You have basically, I would say that it's not confirmed yet, obviously, because the monthly candle hasn't closed yet, but look at this level right here, right? So just a very simple analysis here, right? Just looking at price action. Got this this general area right here. This should probably be a little bit lower here. So I'm using, yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's self-explanatory, right? Close above here, confirmed monthly uptrend, a confirmed monthly reversal. Let's look at the weekly. Same on the weekly. We start closing above this area here. We have a weekly, a weekly confirmation of a reversal. And I mean, looking at the historic price action of Bitcoin, it's quite obvious that the weekly chart is the chart you want to watch if you want to catch the big moves, right? As soon as we start a weekly uptrend, we get these massive trending moves, right? Here we have the bull run in 2017. We had the crash from 20k. So as soon as we broke the weekly uptrend, we had this massive bear market, and as soon as we started, breaking the weekly downtrend here, we had this massive bull market, and we started a weekly downtrend here for a pretty massive, 50% move down, and we are now just about to start the weekly uptrend. And guys, this means that we have confirmed reversal for Bitcoin. If we do close a weekly above this area right here, we have a confirmed bull market, right? You know what that means? Bull market for Bitcoin means massive returns, massive gains, and just general awesomeness, right? So you had the bounce in the RLC here. Let's add on the moving averages. The monthly here is very interesting, right? Because we bounced at the RLC here and closed the monthly above the 21 EMA on the monthly 21 EMA, and had a massive monthly candle right here. So the 21 EMA being confluent with RLC, very nice confluent in that area. The weekly, well, we don't really have any confluent right in the RLC on the weekly, but this is also very interesting. Look at the 200 SMA on the weekly here. Kind of predicted the bottom right here. So buying the 200 SMA here would have, you would have caught the whole bull market. So, looking at the moving averages on the high time frames is, generally a very good idea, and it's something I really like to do, especially the 21 EMA on the weekly here, because as you see, if you look at the historic price action of Bitcoin, you will see that the 21 EMA has really, catched the big up moves very nicely, especially here on the move, the bull market in 2017. And when we started trading above it, below it here, the bear market started. As the move that broke the 21 EMA on the weekly here was really the move that took us out of the bear market here in April of 2019. And we are now seeing, you know, breaking above the 21 EMA on the weekly, and we are approaching high time frame resistance here. So if we actually break above this area here, we have a confirmed, like I said, a confirmed bull market on Bitcoin. So that's like all you need to know, right? Watch this area here. If we start closing weeklies above, that's where I wanna, you know, basically go all in and maybe add some leverage if I see some really strong bullish market structure being formed above this resistance here. So yeah, what the fuck was that? My camera is died. Let me turn it on. There we go. What's up? All right, so let's change charts. Let's take a look at this one. A lot of shit on this one, so let me explain quick what we're looking at, right? These dotted lines here is the daily range. The daily range, EQ, the middle of the daily range, comes in right on the top of the RLC of the October candle. This is the October candle, this is the China pump. A very psychologically driven FOMO pump. That's why I wanted to see where the RLC was on this candle, because this candle was a very important time in Bitcoin history, a very important pump in Bitcoin history. I mean, all of you remember the China pump, right? And the China pump also took us above the 200 simple on daily. They used it as support before breaking down and reaching the low of this range. And also, the low of the range is also the midpoint of the RLC of this high time frame RLC. Let's look at the monthly here, as I showed before, right? Here's the RLC on the high time frames. So yeah, a lot of confidence with that October candle. Let's go back to the daily here. Let's remove this one. Right, so the dotted line is the daily range. As you can see, you have the white 200 simple here on the daily. We broke above it, and the break above the 200 SMA confluent with this resistance right here. Should probably make this one red as in resistance. So, you know, breaking above this resistance confluent with the 200 simple was, you know, what caused, I think this was why we had this powerful candle right here. We are now approaching this high time frame resistance here that would take us, you know, that would confirm the reversal. So I would expect, I mean, this is strong resistance until proven otherwise. So I mean, I'm sounding very bullish, right? Because a lot of things are looking very bullish, but you gotta remember, guys, this is resistance, and it's always going to be resistance until proven otherwise. So unless we actually break above this area, we are still in a weekly downtrend. So remember that, guys, we are still in a weekly downtrend, but everything else is looking super bullish. It's just this is the last checkpoint we need to cross over, right? This is the last boundary for Bitcoin to become super bullish, right? I'm bullish right now, but breaking above this area would mean I'm like super bullish. So what's my next targets? What's my next move? Right, so if you want to short this area. If you want to long this area. Simple as that. If you want to long this area, wait for a break above, long the retest for continuation. Simple as that. Short resistance, long support. Actually, why did I make this one red? It's actually support. Man, I'm stupid. Right, here we go. So this support level right here is confluent with the 200 simple moving average. So if we get a retest down here, that would actually mean we would have a first retest, a first rounded retest on a daily. And as you can see here, like you can compare these two areas, right? You have this area here and this area here. We used the midpoint of the RLC as resistance, broke above, have had a rounded retest on the daily, retested previous support, now being used as support. So we had a rounded retest on the daily, first retest of previous resistance, now hopefully turned support. You know, got us a very nice bounce up here. We are now seeing exactly the same thing, right? Being used as resistance, being used as resistance, break above, if we get a rounded retest on a daily to come down and test the 200 SMA confluent with this support, I would expect a bounce up into this area. And if we actually do in a couple of days get the 21 EMA to touch the 200 simple, or actually, you know, just coming into this support area right here, we have a very, and I repeat, a very good confluence in this area. When you have the 200 EMA, it doesn't have to cross the 200 simple, but when you have two very important moving averages on the daily converging on each other right at resistance or support, that resistance or support is probably going to be very powerful, especially on the first retest, and especially if it's a first retest after, you know, a rounded retest like this one, a rounded retest. If we get, like, let's say we dump today, right? We get a candle right down here. That's not really gonna be a rounded retest. You want to see this type of action. This type of action right here without any wicks touching this level in between. Right, so that's a lot of drawing tools. I gotta remove all of this. This gets way too crowded. Right, so very simple setup. I'm obviously not gonna, you know, post the exact entries and stop loss and all that, because, you know, if I do see a proper setup forming here, I'm gonna post it in the Nest Club, obviously, for you guys. So I'm not gonna show the exact levels here. And like the stop loss on this one isn't really obvious right now, because I would like to see the 21 EMA trade a little bit closer to this support so that I could use the 21 EMA as my invalidation level. So I want to use, you know, I want to put my stop loss below the 21 EMA, and right now it's just a bit too far from support. So that's basically my outlook for Bitcoin. I don't really think there's anything more I want to cover. Let's look at the lower time frames, just, you know, for the fun of it. Let's look at the 1 hour. Right, so I'm seeing a range here and a range up here. Let's see if we can take a closer look at the ranges. Alright, so we're gonna use the Fibonacci tool. I have a Fibonacci tool that I've labeled as EQ, and EQ is basically what I've got is I can show you guys the settings here. So it's basically, I've got the 0, the 1, and the 0.5 Fibonacci level marked out on this one to basically find the range. So what I do is I want to find the high. Right, so this is the high, this is the move that took us down to the low here, and this looks pretty good, right? You have man, I wish TradingView had like an option where you can just press this one once and it would just, you know, go up instead of having to click it like 100 times. Right, so here we go. Range EQ, the middle of the range, range high up here, range low. You get range high being swept here, range low being swept here. So this would have been a very good trade, right? So when trading ranges, you want to see the high of the range being swept and the low of the range being swept. And like, you want to long either like long range low targeting EQ and range high. So if you long down here, maybe you anticipate a full range resolution for a move up here for like a 3% move. So a good scalp trade. So you could use, you know, these lows as your invalidation level. And so this is actually a pretty interesting setup here, right? So you enter on the range EQ, the middle of the range. You target range high. You have your stops below here. So yeah, that's that's actually a very bad trade. Not really what I expected. So what I would do in a situation like this would obviously be like I would go down into like the 5 minutes and look for invalidation levels that are much closer to the EQ. So I would use this one right here, and that's way better for a 2.67R, right? So that's one way to play these ranges. And I'll look at yeah, I don't really have to look at this one because it's pretty much identical to this one. So yeah, I guess that's it. I haven't, you know, I don't really have anything much to say, much more to say about Bitcoin's current price action. To sum it up, I'll say that it's looking very bullish, very, very bullish. If we do break above this area, I'm gonna go basically all into Bitcoin and look for, you know, leverage long to catch the higher, you know, the high time frame uptrend, because I really do think that if we do break above this area here and are coming into you know, the halving, whatever it's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, the halving, whatever. So if we do break above this area, I do think we will see a very, very powerful and strong uptrend going into the halving. So yeah, that's it, guys. So I'm gonna stop streaming now and upload the replay to YouTube. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. My next video is probably gonna be I'm gonna look at a couple of altcoins I'm watching, and I have a couple of trades active in the Nest Club, so definitely check those out if you are in the Nest Club. And I've got a couple more I'm watching that I'm gonna share with you guys later today. So yeah, take care, guys, and have a great Thursday. See you later.